How are you?
There we go. I'm doing well, man. Yourself?
Pretty good. I was having a little issue. My home internet modem. Oh, I've had Ben Broadband out here probably times, and they still haven't gotten it fixed. And I don't even know where to begin there. But hopefully, you can crop that part out of the interview.
No, we're going live.
Oh, are we live?
No, I'm joking. I'm playing with you. No, we're
I
good.
actually I should have bought stock in Zoom before
Oh
this
man,
COVID pandemic.
yeah. You know what? And I was one of those. I have a buddy who is mainly a trader, and that was kind of one of his suggestions when all this stuff hit, and I threw a little bit of money into it. But yeah, but he does like big bucks. Like some of his clients, them like minimums of, you know, 10, 20, 30 million. And so when he throws some
I know.
advice out, I follow.
I have a colleague who he's kind of a mentor, and he lives in Bend actually. And he posted, we all work from home, but he's on the road a lot speaking. And when this whole thing started, that went by the wayside for the greater part. He's not on the road, so to speak, anymore until this thing lifts. So he's got a lot of time to post on social media more, from not just the professional on his page, but from his personal profile. And it's been interesting because I've noticed that in lockdown, people are like, he normally, those of us who are in marketing and use Facebook for business have learned, or went into it knowing we have to be careful what we post, because if we have an audience, we don't want to drive them away. And it's interesting because even he, who is like, I look up to his social media tact, his level of tact. But the other day he's like, hey, if I wanted to post something that said this and I posted these words, what would you guys think? And I'm like, somebody's getting cabin fever. He's posting stuff he normally wouldn't post, and he wants to know what we think about it. And then people's responses are pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I try to be real careful what I put out there, but at the same time, what we're all dealing with is a real situation. And I really appreciate you reaching out to me, because I noticed in the Central Oregon Business Collective group that you had also asked me specifically, who's being affected by this? How are you being affected with your business? Or if you, or aren't you? And if you are, is it positive or negative? Because some people really aren't feeling it all that much. Like I posted on Facebook and in the Nextdoor app, a thing that I basically stole and kind of cleaned up and made it my own. It says the same boat. We're all in the same storm, but we're not all in the same boat, ladies and gentlemen.
Hmm.
My boat's different than yours, Demetrius, and yours is different than mine. But it seems like we're both still floating along pretty nicely, while some people are kind of shipwrecked off on the sidelines.
Right.
I got friends. I podcast a rock show. I've got friends who they're bartenders, they're musicians. They commingle professionally 3 to 4 nights a week or more. Well, nobody's getting tips, and nobody's playing shows, and nobody's pouring beers right now. Those people are hurting. They need the stimulus check.
Yep.
I don't. I don't file for any more taxes than what I absolutely need to, because I work from home. I have a home-based business called Go Green Life USA. But thankfully, I like to joke about March Madness. Our numbers in March were stellar. They were record numbers. Our company, incidentally, has been unheard of in the industry for a long time, with a 96% reorder rate of the
Wow.
products and services we offer. That jumped to a stellar 97.7 in March. That means everyone that purchases products or services through this company went from 96% reorder rate every month to 97.7. That's amazing. And then some other numbers, just to cut to the chase, since that's what you wanted, was to know, am I flourishing? Are we in my business flourishing, or are we stressed out and bugged out? Well, we're not bugged out because, one, while people can't get the dangerous chemicals to keep their houses disinfected off the shelves, I can order safe products that are shipped to my doorstep to keep my household germ free. I'm not bugged out about anything, Demetrius.
Hmm.
I'm not bugged out. Other people are bugging out. Incidentally, um, we grew 106,182 members in March. That's March Madness for you.
Wow. So let's talk about that for a little bit. So let's share with everybody, what is Green Life exactly?
Well, to put that in a nutshell, I would have to find a really good quote that I forgot to grab. But basically, um, we educate people and we help empower individuals to change their own lives. And basically, when I introduce people to what I do, first I send them to visit my personal website that showcases me and who I am as a professional. You can find that at www.123levelupyourlife.com. Basically, what that offers is a glimpse at what the business model is that is basically the backbone of what the opportunity is that I offer. And then it tells you who I am and why you should even pay attention to me. Why should someone even pay attention to what I have to say? Well, that tells you a little bit about who I am, where I grew up, and how long I was stuck in the 9 to 5 scam before I broke out. Incidentally, I have not worked for anyone since 2009.
That's awesome.
Now, part of that was, if people that know me personally know that I did receive some real estate and some money as inheritance, but I blew all the cash. Thank the Lord that part of that was real estate, so I could sell 2 houses to buy the house I live in. But I also earn a check every single month and have been since last June, or no. So June is when I joined the company I'm with, and I've done several of these things. And people like to use the thing MLM. No, that's not what it is. Now, I could say network marketing because at the end of the day, Demetrius, we're all networking.
Correct. We're all salespeople.
Well, that's some people say. Now, Grant Cardone says sell or be sold. That's true. I don't sell anything, though. I'm not a salesman. Now, I have a sales background and I am a marketing executive, so I know how to market businesses. If I don't get you on my team, I'll sell you my business coaching skills for $150 an hour. If you already have a business and you don't need an opportunity, I'll help you scale your existing business up. If you don't like the opportunity I offer, I'll still offer you business coaching, but it won't be free if you're not on my team. You'll have to pay top dollar. What
Mm-hmm.
other professionals charge, I actually charge less and offer more. Always have, even when I was teaching martial arts. I was doing that because I'm worse than Target. Expect more and pay less.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, right, Demetrius?
Yep. That's right. Well, I mean, and that way of thinking kind of goes, I don't know, it's almost it is unwritten law, but it's kind of something that has been forgotten, right? In this day and age, right? Especially with as many businesses are out there now that are competing for the same client base, right? And you have to stand out, and that's the best way to do so. I found, right, is to kind of under promise and over deliver, just like you said.
Well, and I know you're conducting the interview, but I have only met you through social media, which has been a blessing, and kind of taken a glimpse through the Central Oregon Business Collective group. Um, what do you do exactly for a living, sir?
Yeah, well, I'm glad you asked, and the reason that I haven't really showcased what I do in the group is because I didn't want to come off as me, trying to start this group to to use it as a pedestal for me to to start soapboxing about what I do and my services, right? And so you notice like I started out really just adding value, right? And so I started with a couple of videos showing people how to create their Google My Business listings or GMBs, right? And how to optimize those, because especially now more than ever, right? People are at home and they have time to do what? Sit in front of screens and they're searching, right? And so as a business owner myself, right, what I do is I am in digital marketing, right? So I do lead generation, web design, SEO, social media marketing, all those sorts of things, right? I dominate local search. That's what I do, right?
We kind of, I dabble, I use what you do as part of my toolbox, because as a marketing executive, it's interesting you brought that up, because it brought to mind a really dear friend of mine who is also kind of a client by default, because I noticed her crying out for help on social media. I said, "What do you got going on?" She goes, "Well, I haven't had a new client in 3 weeks." I said, "How many people have you called?" I'd be cold calling, and I'd be hitting everyone in my warm market. Like, with all this stuff hitting the fan, what can I do for you? Do you need any legal assistance with your business, with your home, with your family, with, what can I help you with? Can I just show up and help you disinfect countertops for a day? But, people, now you're in marketing. So I was kind of thinking the way you operate with the group, that was probably the case, because you opened it up for everyone to kind of showcase. And then you basically went, and I went, that guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I've been around the block a time or two, and so actually before I even got into to the marketing space, well, actually I got into the marketing space in the last recession, right, 2008, 2009, and still living in Eugene at the time,
Dude,
and
okay,
my wife and
whoa,
I.
whoa. I lived in Eugene off and on for a total of about 15 years.
Oh wow, yeah. So I was there from 2001 to 2008, right around the end of 2008, and thought I was going to build a financial practice there. Went to U of O, played football, and didn't want to pursue football as a career.
Is that why your name sounds so familiar? Because I'm a huge Doug
Probably, yeah,
guy.
probably. I
Okay.
probably tackled some guys. If you're a fantasy football guy, I probably tackled a few.
Quack attack, Demetrius.
Yeah, right on. And so I was just kind of burnt out on football. And so I figured if I could get into business where I could still have the same monetary opportunities, then I was going to do that. And so my senior year, I interned with a mortgage company, and really just trying to find my space, right? Kind of mess with real estate for a little bit here and there, and then I was like, oh, finance, that's it. And then the recession happened, and so the timing was terrible, right?
I feel your pain, because I was doing mortgages in '06 and '07, and then the bubble, that '08 recession hit, and I ended up moving back in with my mom, because she was actually, unfortunately, in '07, the tail end of that year, we were dealing with my late grandmother, her health issues, the state of Oregon, and then my mom's declining health. So in 2011, she passed, unfortunately,
Mm.
but that was also kind of like, I didn't want to move back in. She'd been begging me for a year, and the Lord's kind of like, whoosh, hey, dude, you're going to move back in with your mom, whether you like it or not. And I was in my 30s, and it sucked. But that was '09 was when I went rogue
Uh-huh.
and went into business for myself. And I formed a company called Matsuba, which is Japanese for pine tree. We have a lot of those in the valley. It's also representative of one of the Kempo systems I have ties to.
Mm.
So it was a multimedia and computer services company. Well, a website might pay me $500 or $1,500 for a client, but they're not going to get a new one for 5 years. Your logo might earn me $150 to $500. If I get your business cards and your envelopes going for you, now that's some reorder. But if I want residual income, then I have to come up with social media marketing packages and computer tune-up services. So I would go, if you had 1 computer to 2 computers, you got package A. If you had 10 computers, you got package C. There was package B and everything to package D, E, and F or whatever, depending on the size of your business. And that's how I would book my time, because if you had 20 computers, I might be in your building for a week. running software to tune it up. But that's how I created that all by myself, looking at other people. And then I met a gal out here in Central Oregon who's doing basically the same thing. That's an interesting story I'll save for later, because you and I being somewhat, me being somewhat versed in that profession and that being basically your bread and butter, I think we would enjoy pretty good dialogue about that individual. But I don't want to say anything during
Yeah,
the
no, I
interview.
get it. Yeah, that's fine, perfectly fine.
But as a sports professional who played at the collegiate level and someone who does digital marketing, you know when I say playing field, and you
Mhm.
know when I say burning the fields. I see a lot of idiots out there. When I was in another company a year ago, and I had prayed to the Lord for a home-based business opportunity because my health problems that were arising were basically screaming, "You're not going to be teaching martial arts in your garage until you get this dealt with." So I said, "All right, that's cool. God, give me something different." He goes, "Well, you've already been doing this stuff since, the first thing I got involved in was Niken in 1995 with a guy named Harley and his wife, Donna, Harley Stuhlman. And I can't remember his wife's name, but she was a potter in Newburgh. I worked at the Laser Quick on the corner of the Fred Meyer Shopping Center. Boy, did I meet a lot of people. Talk about networking.
Yeah.
Now, my chiropractor buddy goes, at the end of the day, we all sell ourselves. That's George McKay, Buckaroo Chiropractic, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, born and raised in St. Paul, Oregon. Or he wasn't born in St. Paul, but he grew up there. The Buckaroo Rodeo St. Paul place. You're from Eugene, you played for the Ducks. You know about Yeehaw, St. Paul, Oregon, right, Demetrius? Did you ever put on a hat and boots and go watch the rodeo?
I did not. It wasn't only until a few years ago, actually, that I even purchased my first pair of cowboy boots, and it was when I had to go to a buddy of mine's wedding.
Demetrius, you're fired
Yeah.
from being an Oregonian. Just kidding. Just kidding. You were already cool before you told me that, because I go, this guy seems familiar. Then I was like, oh, Eugene. Duck football. Okay. Because when I have YouTube TV, it's only for my Blazer basketball and my Duck football and my KTVZ news. And eventually an antenna is going to replace the need for the $49.95 a month or whatever I was shelling out for that. But I got to drive to Bend and tell it on my phone that I don't live in Madras, because my cable company, the servers or whatever through Bend Broadband
Oh,
goes from Crestview Cable that used to be in Madras. So when I log in through the laptop or something, I get like it tells me everything is Portland based on the default for the internet.
oh,
Yeah, so like when I signed up for YouTube TV, it gave me like 6 weeks to drive to Bend to tell it on my mobile device that my zip code was really 9775 something instead of 60. So I decided I'd go out and eat some Wendy's bacon cheeseburger action one day and get the car serviced at the Toyota across the street. And then I could log in and waste some time and tell it that I lived in Bend. And that got me through a season of Blazer basketball and Duck football, baby.
nice.
Rip City Quack Attack, Demetrius.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. Hopefully we get to have a season this year.
Terrible what it's done to the sports network, because, I mentioned my buddies in the entertainment and the food, drink, service industry, and especially the music. My radio jock friends had to work from home. That's already a sad story for all my friends that are no longer in radio, because they were 50 or 60 and the station is going to pay younger people less money to do a crappier job of what my friends did for 20 or 30 years. So don't get me started, because I used to work in radio, not other than internet radio, thanks to Richie and Marianne, my former colleagues, but I was a self-proclaimed talk show podcaster since 2010 with a pretty good track history and a lot of friends, because my dad was in radio and TV. He was a cameraman for Coin, K2, and KPTV. I used to see the likes of Lars Larson when he was interning at KPTV. I worked event security for Coast to Coast at the Memorial, at a table giving away swag for KUFO or KGON or whatever. So I can say I was pretty blessed to meet some really great people. But then, you see those people getting fired because of greed. So if we want to talk about home-based business and the sense of security that comes with that and get back on track, that might be something we should touch on for the listeners and watchers and viewers and audience. And how many times can I butcher that last bit? The audience, Demetrius, because we're here to, interview probably each other a little bit and then share with the people of Central Oregon Business Collective why it kicks ass to work from home.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, to kind of touch on that a little bit, for me, it is, my business has climbed as well. Because I work with a lot of phone-driven businesses, right? And that's anything from your general contractors to electricians, plumbers, house cleaners, which was house cleaning has taken a bit of a hit for a while, but even that is starting to pick back up now. Janitorial service is through the roof, right? Businesses want to be able to showcase that they are taking the necessary precautions to keeping their place sterile, right?
So this is why I see the construction. I haven't noticed much of the house cleaning in the Central Oregon, the COBC. But like to all the house cleaners, those people out there in that profession, if you're using toxic crap, get rid of it, call me. Incidentally, www.gogreenlifeusa.com. I don't have much to the construction people other than if you clean your house at home and you have a family, call me. Since I'm plugging myself during this interview, 971-832-9079. I like the phone. I'm old school. I love to provide education and empowerment, but just had to throw that out there. It kind of explains why I see more of a niche specific so far. We're only 111 people in the COBC group. I also noticed that I used to be in BNI in Newburgh. In fact, Carrie Holloway from AIC Insurance, formerly Redmond, now in Prineville, she used to be with Country, formerly Country Companies. I was.
Yeah, we have a member in that's a part of Country in the group, Meryl Langley.
Yeah, she's not with Country anymore. She's with AIC, and she runs her outfit next to the State Troopers in Prineville. I've known Carrie Holloway since the mid-'90s when I was repping for Laser Quick Copies in Newburgh, and she was repping for Country Companies in Newburgh with BNI, Business Networking International. Correct, sir?
Yep.
Outstanding.
Yeah, BNI is awesome. I'm a part of BNI as well.
I'm not, but we'll have to talk more off the camera because I'm not sure what dues are or anything, but when I get to the point where I can make that nominal investment and make it to more meetings. Right now I have some mobility issues. That was another reason why I said I need to be able to sit, work from home, use my gift of gab. So obviously I'm still doing Mojo Rock Show and I've got other irons in the fire with the podcast, but I wanted something more reliable to be able to pay the bills, which is why I started 123 Level Up Your Life and Go Green Life USA. Those are very duplicatable. I utilize the marketing, digital marketing, network marketing, internet marketing, email marketing, telephone marketing, all the stuff that you're teaching. You're teaching guys who build houses, people that clean houses and whoever else to use those tools, or you do it for them and you're the coach, the business builder, and they hire you. That's right. What I do. That's what I do with 123 Level Up Your Life. Then with Go Green Life USA, if you want just a turnkey plug and play, sign up for it. I offer that too. But if you don't, I'll either help you build your business or give you the tools to go fish for yourself. Unfortunately,
because there's that handful of small business owners that, right, it's their baby, and so they're control freaks, right, and so they don't want to give up that
or the budget. I used to be the social media guy. I used to be the webmaster and social media dude for Pogie Subs of Newburgh. People don't know when the website changed completely. That was me behind that curtain. When she posted for a year or two, that was me behind that curtain. Then she goes, I'm not paying you $50 a month because I can buy this app that will do it for me automatically. And then all I have to do is plug everything in 1 week or 1 month ahead of schedule, that you know about all that stuff, because I got a buddy, Jason Bleiserfer. See all these other free plugs, all these people. Now, Pogies is out of business. You can't get the best subs. The old tagline, if it ain't a Pogie, it's a pity. Can't get them. It's a pity. They're closed. But Jason Bleiserfer's Marketing Madness, Affiliate Marketing Madness, is live on Facebook. Join it. It's a free group. I'll plug you in, Demetrius. And if you forget to join, and I don't forget myself, hopefully one of us will remember, because ton of free value. I've gleaned a lot. You know, it's really sad to see all these people in marketing out there burning the fields, because there are no bad students, only bad teachers, ladies and gentlemen. If you're out there burning the fields, you have a bad teacher. Plain and simple.
Or no teacher.
Or no teacher. And yeah, that's why I had to fire my HempWorks upline. I offered him to go back and I would rebuild under him but I got to unplug because I got 4 or 5 people in my downline. And if I ever build that, I don't want them under me because they don't buy every month and they're not duplicating. So I'll crash that, I'll destroy that old temple and rebuild the new one, or fortress or factory or whatever you want to call it, because that's what I do. I build businesses. I've been in Nikan, I've been in Legal Shield, I've been in CTFO, the list goes on. I finally found my last, not my next, and that's what I offer now with Go Green Life USA. But the thing too is you got to know, do you have the 12 success principles? What are you really offering, and are you out burning the fields? Because I can tell you, let's go back to the 96% success rate that jumped to 97.7%. Let me throw some more stats out there so I can toot my own horn for a little bit longer here.
Do it.
You know, that's the interview. So the March results, I said a little bit about the 162,182 new preferred members. 286,056 of that came from the US and Canada alone. So that hints at the fact that, yes, we're global. That's why I have a green globe as my logo. But it's also Go Green Life USA, because I can only help you if you live in the US or Canada. Now, I could point you in the right direction if you come from Africa or China or wherever, and you live there and you want to build a business there. I could probably connect you. I just can't put you on my team, other than I can give you tools. It's just not, that would be a labor of love, because your garden will grow so far away from mine, we can't even cross-pollinate, and I'll never make a commission off of that. But that's
how do you do your prospecting?
I make phone calls and present opportunities. I use digital media and social media and things like that a lot to basically keep the trickle in those funnels going. But I'm telling you, everyone who's listening, if you want to be a professional network marketer, those are always going to be trickle funnels. I don't care if you're using ClickFunnels, unless you're Russell Brunson himself or Grant Cardone. It's really not the way to do it. What everyone's not telling you that's going on behind the scenes is you're missing 2 keywords: target market. If I develop a device, Demetrius, for a hockey player to be able, and I'm totally plagiarizing this, but I'm making it my own. So may the creator and originator forgive and bless me. But if he ever sees this video, he'll know, yes, I listened to your stuff enough that I can regurgitate it and make it sound smooth without a script. So if I create a device, Demetrius, for hockey players that allows them to stop and turn on a dime more efficiently, would I market that to golfers? And yes, that Happy Gilmore thing is now intentional. It didn't used to be, but I caught it after I caught myself preaching this 3 or 4 times. Would I market that to golfers? It's made for hockey players.
Well, of course not. But most business owners, right, they have no clue, right? So if I'm Joe the fence builder, right, I know how to build fences. I don't know how to necessarily bring in customers.
That's right. That's right.
Or who actually is that target potential customer, right?
That's right. That's right. That's what you do. That's what I do. That's what you and I do, is we market to those audiences. We take the fence builder and we go, you're screaming your awesome services to an audience of 1 million that don't need your service.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know target market. That's all it boils down to. So what's really beautiful about the company I work with now is that I found, and once I discovered, learned to appreciate why all network marketing companies, whether they call themselves MLM or they're guilty of it or not, the one I'm with is not, and we're absolutely forbidden from using that. I love that because people go, this sounds like MLM. I'm like, I don't even sell anything. I have no back inventory. I don't warehouse jack. I don't sell a thing. I educate and empower. That's all I do. I do this. That's all I do. That's what you do. You go, you take the audience and you go, fence builder, house cleaner. That's what you do. That's what we do. So I either do it for people that already have a business and want to scale up and they don't want my opportunity, or someone goes, hey, dude, you're being successful as hell out there with this. I can see it. You've been earning a check since August. I've been earning a check since August because that was the first month I could get paid. I have a great coach. He goes, don't sign up to be a marketing executive until you get your first customer / fellow marketing executive. So I followed that stellar advice and I waited. That very second month, I had that person. So I signed up. I've never looked back. And every month I make a paycheck and it just keeps growing. Now you can't plant seeds, sprinkle some water and harvest. You have to water your garden, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone who tells you that you can just make it overnight and this is a plug and play, do it for you, run 180 as fast as you can. Because whether you're going to learn to fish for yourself or have someone do the fishing for you, if you hear me tell you that crap about how to market your business, don't hire me, fire me, because I'm either drinking some bogus Kool-Aid and forgot everything I've learned, or I'm lying to you. And either way, fire me, because I shouldn't be drinking that poison Kool-Aid. And if I'm lying to you, I'm not worth the pay. Right?
Well said.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to those numbers, because I wasn't quite finished. Oops, phone technology. So that was U.S. and Canada, those numbers I threw out. We alone grew by 41,684 preferred members. So that's not just people that are out being.
And so is that worldwide?
So let me start over so I can encapsulate this and not misquote anything. Quote unquote, results are in. In March, worldwide, we grew by 106,182 preferred members. 28,056 of those came directly from the US and Canada. In April, so the following month, in the US and Canada alone, another 41,684 people signed up to purchase products. Those are people that are going to reorder. 96% or 97% are going to reorder next month.
So are those clients, are they mainly businesses, or
it's anyone that has a need for the products and services that this company offers, and I point you in that direction as an independent marketing executive. So these are products that everyone's buying every month anyway. They're just buying them from a brick and mortar or Amazon or something else. What I offer is basically an online shopping club where I educate and empower people to go shop and get it delivered to their door and save money in the end. Be nicer to the earth. Don't put poison on your floors and countertops that if your kids put their hands on there and stick it in their face or their mouth, it's going to make them sick. Now, if your kids drink these products, they're going to burp bubbles and poop and pee funny for a few days, and you still should call the Poison Control Center, but that will not kill your kids. So we make the household safer. We give you quality products. If you go to the gym, take vitamins, brush your teeth, do laundry, have pets, you eat snacks. Do you get the picture?
Yeah.
So it's not.
Are all of these products organic?
I can't use the word organic, but we are the masters of extracting from nature what makes these products so great. So we take and extract from nature what I like to call powerful solutions to change your life, because I had health problems. And so I had to make sure that I'm doing everything I can to be as healthy as possible with things I put in my body. Because let's face it, even if we're trying to eat the best we can, and I'm a martial artist, you're a football player, our daily fuel, our daily bread is going to consist of probably 3 to 5 square additives that we call meals. And then we have other additives that we call supplements that we call in the company fillers. Those are fillers. Now, those are expensive fillers. You got a photo bomber. Those are expensive fillers, but do they even work? Because there's a lot of hype on the internet. This is don't buy supplements. But there's times where you and I can't get what we want for the 3 to 5 squares because we're on the move. We're on the road. We're hustling what we're doing. Hey, as a guy, and my coach tells me the same thing because I eat these snack protein bars I love. And he goes, oh, I love those because I told him, man, when I first got it, I'm like, man, I love these things. He goes, dude, I forget to eat. And one of my daughters or my wife will throw that in my face and go, you know, honey or dad, eat this. You need to eat. I'm like, dude, that's totally me. Demetrius, is that a guy thing or what?
I mean, I think that's just the role of any person who's really getting after it, right? I mean,
so the ladies who are hustling probably do the same thing we do. They skip the meal.
They're probably a little more organized about it, so they might prepare ahead, right? And have
they got something in their purse, dude. They can whip out and eat on the spot.
But yeah, no, definitely.
We hit the drive-through. The ladies packed the carrot sticks and celery with the can of tuna in the purse. And Demetrius and I, you see us going like this in the McDonald's drive-through, maybe ordering a chicken wrap. Big Mac. All right. So anyway, just to close it up, our best month ever in 35 years, beating the previous record over 30%. And done with that. So wow. Those who know those statistics, and they're going to go, oh, that's bingo. And I can't say it, and I won't say it, but that's the opportunity. And then if somebody already has a business and they want to scale it up, my services are available at 123levelupyourlife.com. That's where anybody needs to start with, because read my bio and read about the cash flow quadrant. I didn't know they don't teach Rich Dad game in school. So I did.
Steve, that's another segment, man. We're gonna have to do that again.
I know. I did the whole Kiyosaki.
We'll definitely do that because I'm a firm believer in financial literacy. Right, it's something that doesn't get talked about in schools nearly enough, especially in most folks' homes. Right. I actually do some guest professor work at U of O. Specifically related to financial literacy, but yeah, so we'll definitely have to do part 2 of this, and because it seems like we have a lot in common, some stuff we can talk about for sure.
This is the first chapter in a book that you and I are going to write together, Demetrius.
I like it.
There's the doors.
We're going almost 50 minutes here, so let's.
I knew that 20-minute thing you gave me was going to go to hell in a handbasket.
I know, right? Yeah, so much for that.
Just because me, and it's this thing right here. I'm worse than Lars Larson. You
know what?
That's up when they turn the microphone off at 4.
It's better than the alternative.
Yeah. So, hey, let's definitely, I look forward to getting back on with you talking about, like, cash flow quadrant is at the bottom of my bio. I think everyone needs to start with that, because when I got turned on to Kiyosaki, I actually was with Quickstar Internet Associates under Juan Geronimo. Juan Geronimo is still out on the internet, and his wife, Summer Fields, they're stellar. They're living the American dream. And those are people that were living in an apartment in Eugene when I met them in 2001 or 2004 or whatever. And I left the company I was with to join Quickstar because Kiyosaki was the flagship ambassador, and we got a ton of CDs that I could put in my car when I drove up and down I-5, or when I was out doing cold call selling and stuff on the road. I'd listen to those to get all fired up, because some will, some won't. So what?
Yeah.
But people need financial empowerment. They're not teaching it in school. Visit my website, www.123levelupyourlife.com. Learn about me. Why what I say makes sense. Read about the cash flow quadrant. There's plenty of links to download a free ebook on the 12 success factors and get enough information that if you want to scale up an existing business or look at the the Go Green Life USA opportunity that I have to offer, then by all means, send me an email or call me at 971-832-9079. Demetrius, thank you for the opportunity.
No problem. Thanks for hopping on, brother. And we'll definitely be in touch, man. Once all this stuff blows over, we'll definitely have to get together and have an adult beverage or
yes, come out here to Crooked River. Come out to Crooked River. I'm drinking some Sustained Sport Orange, which I love, but I don't mind having a beer too. And we have Over the Edge Tap House out here at Crooked River Ranch.
Oh, haven't been there yet.
I haven't either, and I've got a couple of buddies that are itching, and they've been bugging me like, let's go down there and have a beer. And they got food trucks and stuff. So let's talk off camera again here in the near future and get something dialed in where we can break some bread and raise a toast and knock back a brewski and chew the fat for an hour or two.
I'm in. I like it. Thanks, Steve. Awesome. Appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
Thanks, Demetrius. God bless. Take care.
You too. Bye.